Good morning, students. Today we are going to read Hazrat Sauda Raziyallahu anha in the topic of Mothers of Faithful in Islamiyat. The normally question comes in the form of identify the mothers and names of the mothers of the faithful, in which we are required to write down all the names of the mothers of the faithful. And then in B part, we are required to write down on one or two mothers of the faithful in detail. So today's topic is Hazrat Sauda Raziyallahu anha, because this is a personality and we are required to write down in detail the introduction, event of the conversion or entry into Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's life, important services or events and death, etc. So concentrate yourself. We are going to start now. Hazrat Sauda was the second wife of Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. According to some, she was his third wife, whom he married in 620, a little after the death of the Hazrat Khadija. She had first married Sakran bin Amr and had one son from him. Both were among the early converts and had migrated to Abyssinia. On their return, Sakran died and Hazrat Sauda became a widow at the age of 30. Being the only convert in her family, she did not have any supporter or custodian. The Prophet ﷺ therefore proposed her, as he too had young children without a mother. Thus this marriage was a mix of the compassion for an unsupported early convert and expediency. She dedicated herself to the Prophet ﷺ and his children. The Prophet ﷺ was 50 at that time. She lived as a devoted and pious wife. When Prophet ﷺ married Hazrat Aisha, he had to divide time equally among his wives in accordance with the Quranic command of doing justice with all wives. Marry women of your choice, 2 or 3 or 4, but if you fear you shall not be able to deal justly, then only one. This is the saying in Surah Al-Nisa. On this, Hazrat Sauda willingly sacrificed her share of the time for Hazrat Aisha. She also welcomed other wives of the Prophet ﷺ as they were added to his life. She was humble, polite, and caring. The Prophet ﷺ referred to her as the most charitable and generous of his wives. After the demise of the Prophet ﷺ, she followed his directive that his widows were to remain in retirement. So she did not leave her house even for the pilgrimage till her death. She remained busy in prayer and other acts of the piety till her death in 644 AD, 23 after Hijri. She was buried in the cemetery of Jannatul Baqi. Next question that can be made in the topic of Hazrat Sauda Raziyallahu anha can be of the form: what can the life of the Hazrat Sauda Raziyallahu anha teach Muslims women about marriage? All wives of the Prophet ﷺ set glorious traditions regarding the institute of the marriage. The Quran and Sunnah attach great importance to the marriage contract. According to a hadith of Sahih Bukhari, the Prophet ﷺ said, marriage is a sacred custom, and whoever dislikes this way of life is not of me. Hazrat Sauda's behavior as a loyal wife guides Muslim women in a variety of the ways. She remained steadfast in prayer and fasting as well as in fulfilling all her domestic responsibilities. She played her role in taking care of the young children of the Prophet ﷺ while welcoming other wives of the Prophet ﷺ as they were added to his household. She never developed any envy about the other wives of the Prophet ﷺ and instead readily gave up her turn in favor of the Hazrat Aisha. Muslim wives should look towards her example in case their husbands marry another woman. They should remember that the charms of these worldly livings are nothing against the rewards in the hereafter. Hazrat Sauda kept herself busy in God's worship following the Quranic command. O consorts of the Prophet ﷺ, you are not like any of the women. And establish regular prayer and give the alms. This way, Hazrat Sauda acted as a model wife for all the Muslim wives by acting as a pious woman, caring mother, and sincerely devoted wife with the noble aim of keeping peace and tranquility at home. So this was the topic. Read it carefully, make your notes. Thank you so much.